Hello students. Now I am going to talk about sampling distribution in a module 5 in the subject complex analysis, probability and statistical methods. So in the first two presentation already I given the more theory part about this sampling distribution. Now in this presentation I am going to do few problems based on that sampling distribution. We'll see the first problem now. A population consists of four numbers 3, 7, 11, 15. Consider all possible samples of a size 2. It means here n value, small n value they given as 2, which can be drawn from this population without replacement. So find the mean and standard deviation of the population, and in the sampling distribution of means verify the formulas mu x bar and also sigma x bar. Students, here they given the numbers, four numbers 3, 7, 11 and then 15. These four numbers, this is what the population. So capital N value will be 4 here and a small n value will be 2. So here we have to frame that sample such a way that which is having the n value 2 and condition is without replacement. This is what condition they given. Now we have to find out mean and standard deviation of the population and also mean and standard deviation of the sample. Later we'll verify the formulas of these things. This is what the question. Now we'll solve this problem. So clearly they given capital NP is nothing but population size, that they given as 4 because 4 numbers they given. Now we'll find out mu. Mu means it is a mean of the population. They given 4 number, you just add that divided by 4, so that we are getting mu value is equals to 9. Now we'll find out the variance, standard deviation. So sigma square is nothing but 1 by n, that is 1 by 4. 3 minus 9 whole square plus 7 minus 9 whole square plus 11 minus 9 whole square plus 15 minus 9 whole square. Here 9 is mu value. For each and every value just take the difference, that whole square, go for addition. That divided by 4, we are getting the value of the variance, that is sigma square is equals to 20. Therefore standard deviation means we are getting square root of 20. Now we got the values of mean and standard deviation of the population, that is 9 and square root of 20. So one part we got it. Now we'll think about the sample. So first we'll frame the possible number of samples we'll find out. Clearly they given the size of the sample will be 2. So condition is without replacement. It means once we chosen one number means again we should not replace that. So only remaining number we have to frame that samples. So this is what the condition. So now first is 3, 7, 3, 11, 3, 15. Next 11, 7, 11, 7, 15. Next 11, 15. Except that any other pair we won't get in the condition without replacement. So the mean of these 6 samples we have to find out. So that is 7, first one 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 divided by 2 means 5. Similarly we can find out the remaining, so that we are getting the mean will be like this: 5, 7, 9, 9, 11 and then 13 respectively. After getting this mean, now we'll find out mu x bar. The obtained number you just go for addition, that divided by 6, we are getting mu x bar is equals to 9. Similarly sigma x bar, the same formula you just apply. Go for simplification, so that we are getting solution as 20 by 3. We need standard deviation. So square root of 20 divided by 3. This is what the sigma x bar value. So now we got mean and standard deviation of the sample. Now we'll go for verification of that formula. So first formula is mu is equals to mu x bar. Both are we are getting solution as 9. So the first formula is verified. Now we'll think about the next formula. That is sigma x bar, which is equals to sigma by root n, that into square root of np minus n divided by mp minus 1. By substituting all the values, once again we are getting the solution as square root of 20 by 3. This, so that the formula of both mean and standard deviation is verified. So now we'll see the next problem. A sample consists of the four numbers 3, 7, 11, 15. Consider all possible samples of size 2 which can be drawn with replacement. I think this is the previous problem only. Only thing is their condition is without replacement, but here condition is with replacement. So here we have to find the population mean and population standard deviation and mean and standard deviation of the sample. Then we'll go for verification of this formula. I think the population mean and standard deviation already we calculated in the previous problem, that is mu is 9 and then sigma is square root of 20. Now we have to find out only mean and standard deviation of the sample with the condition with replacement. So with replacement, the number of samples will find out first, that is 33, 37, 311, 315, 73, 77, 711, 715, 113, 117, 1111, 1115, 153, 157, 1511, 1515. After getting these pair, next we'll go for finding mean of these samples. So mean already I told you 3, first one only I will tell you 3, 3 means 3 plus 3 you just add, that is 6 divided by 2 means the mean for the first pair will be 3. Similarly we have to find out the up to the last, that is 15, 15. So that we are getting the mean of these samples are like this: 3, 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9, 11, 7, 9, 11, 13, 9, 11, 13, 15 respectively. So now we'll find out the frequency distribution for this mean. So first we'll take the mean, the number 3 will take. Only one time we got that number 1. So frequency we can take that as a 1. Now we'll take the number 5. I think 2 times we got it. The number 7 is 3 times, 9 is 4 times, 11 is 3 times, 13 is 2 times, 15 is 1 time. So that repeated term only we are going to take it as a frequency. Now we'll find out the mu x bar. Formula is summation of f into x divided by summation of f. With the help of that we are getting solution as 9. Now we'll find out the sigma x bar square. The formula is summation of f into x minus mu x bar whole square by summation of f. By substituting all these values we are getting solution as square root of just 10 we are getting, but we need standard deviation, so that we are getting solution as square root of 10. Now we'll go for verification of this mean and standard deviation. You just see formula mu is equals to mu x bar, we are getting solution as 9. And the one more formula is sigma x is equals to sigma divided by root n. All these values are there. If you substitute it means we are getting solution as square root of 10. So that the formula is also verified. Now we'll see the next problem. A coin was tossed 400 times. One coin they are going to toss how many times here? 400 times they are going to toss. And the head turn up 216 times. Test the hypothesis that the coin is unbiased at 5% level of significance. Now here statement they given. We have to test the hypothesis that the coin is unbiased. So first we have to define this normal. We have to take the null hypothesis. We have to define. So H naught will be the coin is unbiased. That is P is equals to 1 by 2. The coin is biased means that will be the alternative hypothesis, that is H1. So P is not equal to 1 by 2. We'll go for two-tailed test. First the given data. What they given? 400 times they are going to toss. So N is equals to 400 will take, and X they given. So one that average they given, that is mean they given, that is 216 will take. Now tossing a coin is the binomial trial, and also n is finite. In the binomial distribution, mu is nothing but what? Np, and sigma is square root of npq. N also we know, p also we know. So you just substitute for h. From the h naught we can tell that p is equals to 1 by 2, and if p is 1 by 2 means of course q is also 1 by 2 only. First we'll find out the value of mu, that is 400 into 1 by 2 we are getting 200, and sigma is square root of npq. All the values we know, substitute and simplification we are getting 10. These values you just substitute in the formula of z, that is standard normal variate, x minus mu divided by sigma. After substituting 216 minus 200, that divided by 10, just modulus value we have to take. On simplification, we are getting solution as 1.6. From the normal distribution table, two-tailed test with 5% level means the standard value will be plus or minus 1.96. The obtained value is less than 1.96, so that we are going to accept the null hypothesis, that is H0 is accepted at 5% level of significance, is nothing but the coin is unbiased. Like this we have to give the conclusion. Similar type, now we'll see the next one more problem. A die was thrown 9,000 times. You just see here n value they given as 9,000, and the throws was obtained 3240 times. On the assumption of random throwing, do the data indicate an unbiased die at 1% level of significance? Okay, first we have to define, let P be the success of getting the number 1, 5 or 6. So H0, the die is unbiased, is nothing but P is equals to the number getting 5 or 6 is 2 by 6, that is 1 by 3. So H0 is the reverse we have to take, the die is biased. So P is not equal to 1 by 3. Okay, now what are all the data they given, that we have to write. Here n is equals to 9,000, and then the observed value of success they given as 3240, take that as x. Now we have to find out mu and also sigma we have to find out. Mu means what? NP in a binomial distribution. So n and p value we know now, that you just substitute 9,000 into 1 by 3, so that we are getting 3,000. Here observed success is 3240, but we estimated success is 3,000. Next we'll find out the sigma, square root of MPQ. On substituting all these values we are getting 44.72. Now we'll substitute in the standard normal variate formula, z is equals to x minus mu divided by sigma. On substitution we are getting the solution is 5.4. From the normal distribute table, two-tailed test with 1% level of significance means the standard value will be plus or minus 2.58. The obtained value is 5.4, which is greater than the standard value. Greater than means what we have to do? We have to reject the statement we have to reject. Therefore, we are rejecting at 1% level of significance, that is the die is biased here. Thank you. Like this we have to do the problems.